Sometimes, the airline may damage or misplace your luggage, but most people end up getting no compensation or only a small coupon. That's because most of us didn't read the fine print before buying a plane ticket. In fact, through the proper channels and filing a claim for lost or damaged baggage, we can even claim for expenses that occur due to delayed or damaged luggage. So, how can you make your claim and how much compensation would you get? Let's talk about it in today's video. In today's video, we are going to talk about how to get compensation for travel woes, including missed flights, getting bumped from a full aircraft, misplaced baggage, and even more. Most travelers don't read the tiny print before buying a plane ticket, so they may not know how to handle situations. Unfortunately, it's very common for airplanes to misplace or be unable to find passengers' bags after they've arrived at their destination. Airline employees will often insist that you submit a lost luggage claim before they'll provide any compensation, or they could just offer you coupons to use until your bags are discovered. However, you may submit a claim for any necessary or incurred expenses or requirements during this pause. For example, stock up on certain necessities like clothes and other stuff you could need right now that is in your luggage. Of course, there is a maximum amount you may claim, but that is determined by the terms and conditions of each airline. In the case of Cathay Pacific Airlines, if something goes wrong with your luggage, you can make your report at the airport, as well as by phone. You may register a claim for lost or damaged luggage with the airport's baggage service counter employees. You'll locate the counter for baggage service in the arrivals hall of the airport, just before the area where you pass customs. On the other hand, you can also register a report online by visiting here. Also, it's important that you must first remember to write down the reference number for your complaint so that you can use it in the future to track the process of your baggage complaint. If you contact the toll-free number listed for their baggage service, 1-833-933-2244, the representatives will assist you in filing a complaint about your damaged luggage. Also, keep in mind that you have 7 days from the time you get your luggage to report any damages. After you have filed a claim and report, you will be able to input your personal reference number on their website to track its progress. They will keep you informed and make contact with you once the whereabouts of your baggage have been determined. Otherwise, there are numbers listed below for you to check. The Warsaw Convention liability limits of 17 special drawing rights per kilo for checked baggage and 332 special drawing rights per passenger for unchecked baggage may apply to many different types of international journeys, including the domestic portions of journeys that are considered international overall. If the Montreal Convention applies to your trip, the appropriate liability limit is 1,288 special drawing rights per passenger for checked and unchecked luggage, and wing rights per passenger for unchecked baggage. At the moment, one special drawing right is equivalent to a compensation of $1,300 US. So how does one know about the value of SDR? You can get all the details on the International Monetary Fund's website at www.imf.org. In the event that the Warsaw Convention applies to your situation and a standard checked luggage weighs 23 kilograms, then you can make a claim for up to 17 times 1.326290 times 23 kilograms, which is $518.8 US. On the other hand, according to the Montreal Convention, if you have checked luggage that weighs 23 kilograms, you may claim up to 1,288 times 1.326290, which is equivalent to $1,708. For Delta Airlines, the Delta Airlines operates under the same rules and circumstances that we have covered in the earlier part of the video. The major distinction is that under Article 17 of the Warsaw Convention or the Montreal Convention, depending on which one applies, the carrier is responsible for compensating damages that may be recovered if a passenger dies or is seriously injured. The agreement says that the carrier can't get out of its responsibility or limit it for losses that don't add up to more than 128,821 special drawing rights for each passenger. If the carrier is able to show the passenger's losses were not the result of the carelessness or unlawful act or omission of the carrier, its servants or agents, or the result of the negligence or other wrongful act or omission of a third party, then the carrier's liability for such damages will be limited to the amount of 128,821 special drawing rights per passenger. The Montreal Convention says that a carrier can only pay up to 5,342 special drawing rights (SDR) per passenger for damage caused by a delay. Further complaints must be made to the carrier within 7 calendar days in the event of damage to luggage, and within 21 calendar days in the case of delay thereof, as required by the Warsaw Convention and the Montreal Convention respectively. So now let's talk about some general rules about airlines, especially Delta Airlines, and how you can claim compensation and a refund. In the event of flight cancellation, if a flight is canceled, diverted, or delayed for more than 120 minutes, or if it will cause a passenger to miss connections, the airline will, at the passenger's request, cancel the remaining ticket and refund the unused portion of the ticket, and any unused ancillary fees using the same method of payment. If the traveler does not request a refund for the unused portion of the ticket, airline will carry the passenger to the destination on the next aircraft that has seats available in the same class of service as the original ticket. If the traveler agrees, the airline may book another flight or ground transportation. This is contingent on the passenger's approval. If the consumer refuses airline's higher class of service, airline may provide a lower class of service and issue a partial refund. Even if space on the next available aircraft is only available in a higher class of service than what was purchased, airline reserves the right to upgrade other passengers on the trip in accordance with its upgrade priority policy to make space in the class of service that was initially purchased. Rules related to refunds. If you need a refund because Delta wasn't able to run on time or wouldn't let a passenger on other than because the passenger didn't follow the terms of service of the contract of carriage, you will get the following. If the whole ticket has not been used, the amount of the refund will correspond to the total price that was paid for the ticket. In the event that a portion of the ticket has already been used and there is a termination, a payment equivalent to the price paid for the unused transportation between the point of termination and the destination or stopover location stated on the ticket, or to a point at which transportation is to be resumed, will be refunded to the passenger. The amount of refund will be determined by prorating the fare paid for the fare component, starting from the point of termination or interruption and continuing on to the destination, the next stopover point named on the ticket, or the point at which transportation is to be resumed. This will give an amount that is equal to the percentage of unflown mileage to the fare component's total mileage. Delayed baggage.
If your luggage is late, you may be able to get up to $3,800 back from the airline.
The contract of carriage that Delta uses, which is governed by Rule 17, states that responsibility for loss, damage, or delay in the delivery of luggage must under no circumstances exceed $3,800 per fare-paying passenger. This implies that you have to let them know as soon as your luggage is delayed. You have to provide notice of a claim to a Delta office within 24 hours by filling out a form here. After filling out the form, make sure to save your reference number to track the process of your application. Any notification that arrives within 24 hours and notifies Delta of the nature of the claim will suffice, and Delta has the right to refuse any claim that is not provided within 24 hours of the event that is claimed to have occurred. Written notification of the loss must be received by Delta's system baggage within 21 days of the claimed incident. Otherwise, Delta has the right to refuse any claim for failing to give written notice within 21 days. In the event that your luggage is delayed and you need to make purchases while waiting for it, you must save all of your receipts and submit them for compensation. For instance, if your luggage is delayed and you need to go out and purchase skincare products, clothing, and shoes so that you have something to wear in your toiletries, you will keep each receipt and then submit them for reimbursement. In this scenario, you will be reimbursed for your expenses. Damaged baggage. The airline must repair or refund a passenger for damaged luggage under its control. The airline is not responsible for damage caused by improper packing or pre-existing damage. If the luggage is damaged beyond repair, the airline will negotiate a compensation amount based on its value and how much it has decreased. You decide how good a deal you can get. Airlines often limit their liability for certain classes of merchandise, for example, fragile items, electronics, cash, perishable items, other valuables, etc. These exclusions are often specified in the contracts of carriage that are provided by the airline. If you're flying domestically, airlines don't have to pay for things they've specifically excluded from their carriage contracts. If they accepted certain things for transportation in the first place, airlines are accountable for them during international travel, including the domestic portion of an itinerary. This regulation applies even if you did not disclose these items in their luggage when they checked in. No luggage photo needed. If you're carrying valuables, then you should consider buying extra insurance. In addition, airlines are not responsible for damage caused by regular wear and tear, but they cannot avoid paying for damage to wheels, handles, straps, and other components of checked baggage. The material contained in this video is offered solely for educational and informational reasons. Before boarding any flight, make sure you check each airline's website to review their terms and conditions. In addition, the outcome of each claim and application will vary based on the airline, and we have no liabilities for the ultimate outcome or decision of claims submitted to them involving baggage delays and damage. That's all for today. What do you think of today's video? And have you ever been in a situation where your luggage was delayed or your flight canceled? Tell us about your views in the comments section about what you did in that situation. Make sure to hit the subscribe button to never miss any informative video we upload. Thank you very much for taking time to watch this video. See you in the next video. Until then, safe traveling.